guys, thanks for watching another episode of GG. Of course, I got my man back here. And today, obviously, we're going to talk about the death of video game news channels. So, back in the day, early 2000s, G4's out, crushing it, attack of the show. What happened?
Honestly, I think that it was a lot of the streaming culture that has taken the nation in a sweeping motion here. News channels like that aren't really getting as much traction. IGN's holding on by a few threads here.
Well, yeah, but they do a lot of reviews, so that's always been their thing, though. Is they've always done reviews, so they'll always be around doing that. But there's a lot of bias in video game reviews now, which pisses me off. But regardless of fact, so you're saying that streaming culture has changed so much so that now that they don't need news channels?
I would say it's kind of partial to it.
Okay.
Because we get a lot of the streamers, the let's plays, and the different walkthroughs.
Yeah.
They have this different opportunity, right, that is presented in front of them for this. So with G4, I used to wake up early, squirrely in the morning, like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning on, midsummer afternoons. School wasn't, in session, so...
At 8 o'clock in the morning?
So,
where do you go to school?
Well,
night school? What is this?
During the summer vacations.
Okay, summer
right?
months.
Yeah,
summer
summer vacations, on a good midsummer's afternoon or morning, whatever. I'd turn on G4, and Cinematech was one of the first shows to come on.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So,
I forgot about Cinematech.
And so one of my older YouTube videos, I kind of did this retrospect of a lot of different things for gaming news, particularly a lot of the channels that I used to watch.
Okay.
Cinematech being one of those would showcase what like a lot of Let's Plays and walkthrough videos would do was they would just show silent gameplay for like 10 minutes of new games, and I think it was like it was an hour-long block. They had like 10 games, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or like 6 games, and they would show just 10 minutes of it. And that's how I fell in love with The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, was they showed just 10 raw minutes of just silent, just action. Nobody said a word, and it was the best thing ever. And you would see these weird games, and they would even cover the different arcade games that were coming out, in some cases, if they had a lot of traction. So that was a big thing for me, but now with all of the online people and how it is today, you just can't really compete with that traction that they have. So it's so much different now.
It is. I just hate the fact that even like on YouTube itself, the most common video game channel is just people talking about it, which is what we're doing right here, a little discussion. But I mean, it would be nice if Netflix did something, or if YouTube would actually have a big production and put something together, because that was really cool. I mean, it was the very first thing, and I didn't think it was going to fail. It was very good. They had reviews, they had raw gameplay. They also later they started just putting random video game shows made of pixels. I can't remember the name of it.
Code Monkeys.
Code Monkeys. God damn, beat me. But yeah, but that was it. And it was good. But unlike you, I was in school, at 8 in the morning. And it didn't come on until later for me, so it came on like at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock for me, so it was really late, but that was awesome, because I loved when they came in and they would put a review out, so I'd actually get to see like the whole thing, rather than like, if I had to go on the early days of the internet, attack and destroy this, okay, so I would actually get like, this is what's good, this is what's bad, and it was like 5-star rating. I loved it. It was a way for me to finally start getting more information about video games, because the internet was still young. Otherwise, it was still just like what I grew up on, was word of mouth, like how to do a cheat code, or how to do this and how to do that. So this was like my first step into it, and then it died. So I really hate that. If streaming culture has really ruined it, somebody needs to take over and overhaul it and bring it back. It was so good.
Yeah, honestly, it was something that was kind of like, I don't know, once in a lifetime type thing. I can't really put it in words, but it just, simpler times, right? Simpler times. It really puts people in those nostalgia feels when you look back at how different things were prior
Yeah.
to smartphones, prior to how advanced things are now. But with a lot of the technology that we have, we can start thinking more forward about that with like YouTube, Netflix, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I believe that it was Netflix that put out a movie about video games and like how I think it was like, I forget what
They
it
did
was.
one about the guy, I can't remember his name. He was the most infamous guy for getting a high score in Donkey Kong, Pac-Man.
Yeah.
His name. Yeah, I saw that one was on there. That was okay.
Right, and then they did something with like the
Yeah, but those are independent filmmakers
right
making a film. I want an actual like show. So like they do the Patriot Act, weekly episodes. Do the same thing and put it on there. I will watch the hell out of that. So it would be great to bring something like that, even if it was simpler times. That's even better now because now we know what we can do and we can bring everybody within it. Because everybody's moved away from, the whole PC and getting all your information from books and stuff like that to Netflix and YouTube or Twitter and whatever have you. So that would be a great way to start incorporating into social media and other social platforms or media in general, so that you can get all that information. But nobody wants to do it.
yeah.
And I don't have that kind of money.
Exactly. So, with YouTube's monetization, efforts, we see a lot of the people going to Patreon, that want to be in video game production for news and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, like, I would say a lot of the big things, if you don't know, you will know now, is like we got IGN, we got GameRanks, we got Clean Prince Gaming.
Gamers Heroes.
Yeah, Gamers Heroes.
Shout out to Casey.
Which one is it? And then, oh my god, Nakey Jakey, he does a lot of like old school retrospective gaming culture and news type pieces. But me personally, I'm more into the point counterpoint essay type videos
Yeah.
where they will do a long extensive review on a video game that has just came out or will be coming out.
Yeah.
And it's different now
Well, yeah.
than it has been in the past 10, 11 years, because now we can actually get more meat, more, I would say, side dishes for these pieces that are coming out. And you see this rise in people not just going to the Let's Plays and the walkthroughs.
Yeah.
So, we're in this transition period. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of people will say, there's a paradigm shift kind of on the rise. I would say that we're currently in a new paradigm shift,
Okay.
with Elon Musk's whole Neuralink and stuff. So you can kind of see that humans want to make that interface. People want to make that singularity jump.
Yes.
But I mean, with too much information at one time could be bad, but, we want to have this slower pace into what is current news, like Google Lens,
Yeah.
Microsoft HoloLens and stuff like that, consuming this information when it comes to video game news or any news, there's streaming apps that you can get, so
Yeah.
IGN has an app, so if you feel like you're disconnected or you're not getting enough feed from your source, you can always look up IGN, you can always look up GameRanks. That's one of my personal go-tos. So there's always Falcon does game reviews, and then they have the weekly, kind of
Yeah.
piece there. But to kind of hit on one of the things that in the open of the video was Attack of the Show was a big thing for me, because they did like multiple different segments. There was like I forget what it was, but they did something about weekly gadgets that were coming out that week.
Yeah, I do remember that. They had like
Yeah.
a little tech thing. I do remember that.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
pretty
like
cool.
Tech Expo, and then they had like DV Tuesday.
See, that would be perfect if they like teamed with like Popular Science, and they would have something like that would be coming out, and they could put that on there on whatever show it was, and then you'd learn about it, and then you have your other gaming news as well.
Exactly.
That would be fucking perfect.
Exactly.
I like that idea.
So, it's like gaming news has kind of separated itself from other technological and nerd avenues of like, interest and stuff,
Yeah.
so it's like different breakthroughs in science,
Mhm.
like most nerds have that want and desire, like what else is going on besides just video games, right? So it's kind of hard to get
Spider-Man
that.
died again is what happened.
Yeah, so,
Ben's gonna get shot for the fourth time.
I've been seeing the memes float around from like SpongeBob. How many times do
We have to teach you, old man.
So,
Oh, my leg.
yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks that we see this happen. But the new phase of what will happen for video game news and other technological and or nerd and geek and science news is kind of in the hands of, you know, the next generation here, you know. So
Yeah, well, hey man, hopefully it changes though.
exactly.
But that's a good point. I do like that, and it's coming up, and maybe talking about it is a way for them to bring it back to light again. Because I do miss that as well. I will agree that it sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
But we are, like I said, in a transitional phase. So the more we talk about it, hopefully the better it gets, and then we'll start to see it come back. And then somebody's like, all right, we're going to do this show, and we're going to do weekly episodes, and it's just going to be awesome. So
yeah, hopefully so.
I hope so. All right. Hey, thanks for coming back. That's going to be it for this episode. And as always, thanks for watching.